Tuning in to another edition of the Cheatologist. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day, your busy schedule to tune in. Thank you for the messages that you sent on Facebook and on Twitter. The phone lines are open at 915-5202. If you have any questions or any issues that you want to discuss with the topic tonight. The topic tonight will be why men continue to cheat and why women allow it. First, I want to address, I just came in from a salon, and it's funny how I went into the salon and there was a gentleman in there speaking about cheating and why it's not cheating and why the biological makeup of man is not built to have one woman. Of course, the ladies in there were debating with him greatly on that issue. And I disagreed that the man is not built, that the man cannot be monogamous, because cheating is a choice. Cheating is not, unfortunately, cheating has become a way of life, but again, it's a conscious activity and it's a choice. Monogamy also is a choice. And if a person chooses to have one woman and be faithful to that woman, that's a choice. If a man continues to cheat and lie and have more than one woman, that's a choice. Now, choices are motivated by thoughts, and thoughts are influenced sometimes by circumstances and situations. So I'm not here today to downplay men and upgrade women, or, and what I mean by upgrade, I'm not here to just say I'm all for what the women believe and that the men are wrong. And I'm also not going to bash the women for the men. I'm here to give real information, real solutions, and real advice to real issues and real drama that is affecting our lives. So I want you to sit back, get ready for a live, entertaining show, The Cheatologist. Calls are welcome. Thank you again for tuning in to another edition of The Cheatologist. For those who's just tuning in, the number is on the TV screen, 915-5202 for call-ins. We're accepting all calls. And the topic today is why men continue to cheat and why women allow it. If you can't maintain respect and honesty and integrity in your relationship, then you're bound to lose out on the benefit of being monogamous. I'm going to explain what that means after I take this call. All right? Call drop. Now, could she be more of a woman to you than you are a man to her? Men cheat, women cheat. Why do men cheat? I'm going to take this call. Thank you for tuning in to The Cheatologist.
Yes, that is my question, too. I'm just recently out of a relationship about 2 days now. And I'm a good girl. You know, I did everything I could possibly do for him. I was faithful. I was trustworthy. But for some reason, he still felt the need that he wanted to cheat. So we broke up, and, you know, he started calling me back saying that he was going to change, he was going to do this, he was going to do that. I gave him another chance, and it was the same problem. It's always different girls. And his excuse to me of why he was cheating is because he's cute, and he can't help it if he got different stuff. So me as a woman, what am I supposed to do about that? How am I supposed to feel about that?
Okay. So I'm going to return what you said. You said, of course, that you're being you was in a relationship with a young man, you were good to him, you do everything you're supposed to be doing, he cheat. You break up with him, he said, baby, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it again, and he do it again. And now you're at a standpoint like, I mean, what should I do? And his justification for cheating is that he's cute, and I guess women are attracted to him, and he can't help it.
Yeah.
Okay? First of all, he don't have any self-control. Because if he thinks just because women are attracted to him and that justifies him cheating, then there may be some deeper issues that he's dealing with. One thing is he can be really unhappy with himself and he don't know how to stay in a relationship with one woman. And secondly, he can be insecure because I don't know how your relationship is going if he loved you enough for you to say, you know what, this is the man I'm going to be with for the rest of my life, or it was just a temporary relationship. And what I mean by that, it was a relationship of convenience. It could have been a relationship of convenience for him or a relationship of convenience for you. But I don't think that no woman should subject herself constantly to the disrespect of a man who wants to keep cheating. Because the more he cheats, the lack of respect that he's going to have for himself and for you. And with the diseases that's going around, you never know what he's going to be bringing home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I suggest that he really get himself together, and maybe you need to talk to him and let him know that he have a problem. Because if he thinks just because of his physical appearance is why he can't stop cheating, then he may have a weakness. Well, it's obvious he have a weakness, but if he can't control himself, then he might need help.
Yeah.
You know? So don't, I mean, my advice to you is don't subject yourself to it, because the more you stay in abusive, because any man who cheats on his woman constantly, it becomes abusive. It's a mental abuse, but it's still abusive. And the more you take the mental abuse, you're not going to trust men anymore. You're going to go into the relationship holding this type of bitterness towards men, and it may turn you into a bad woman.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be you don't want to stay in a relationship like that because you can be affected by it. But if you love him and you feel that he loves you, then it may be worth working out. But if he keep cheating, then them issues need to be addressed.
So the best thing to do is just to go ahead about my business, and maybe he'll see, you know what I'm saying, it'll hit him one day and he's going to know.
Well, I never suggest anybody to separate, but you got to make a rational decision.
I mean, yeah, but see, we're already separated. We've been together for 6 months, and the whole 6 months, this has been an issue. Cheating has been an issue with him. So
6 months?
Yesterday was the day we separated. Yesterday for like the 5th time in this whole relationship.
The 5th time in 6 months. So every month, y'all been separating.
Yeah, due to a girl, a text message is always something that comes up.
So do you want to keep, do you have any insecurities yourself?
No, not for myself.
Are you dependent upon him for any reason?
No, I'm sure I'm not.
So why do you subject yourself to that?
I mean, because I feel like I did all I can for him. You know, it's just a feeling within myself that I have for him.
Okay, so do you love yourself enough to walk away and be alone?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so the best thing to do for you is to weigh the pros and cons. Is it a benefit being with him or not? Because I'm telling you, eventually it will affect you to the point that you might not even want to love or trust another man. And that's when it becomes detrimental.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome.
I wish you well. The major cause of why men continue to cheat is deep-rooted issues that men have failed to address as they were growing up, from boys to teen to a man. However, men who continue to cheat get stuck in between that boy in that teenager frame of mind. As they get older, they felt that they missed something and they have to have more than one woman to fulfill some deep embedded fantasies or to cover up some type of weakness or insecurity within themselves. Men who have more than one woman outside of their marriage is totally disrespectful of their wife. Totally. And men, I know you're going to be upset with this. I know you are, but listen, any man who has a wife and it is totally disrespectful for you to have other women, because a wife, a man and a woman who come together in union in the eyes and in front of God, that makes a family. God forbid that you have children, because they will be affected by your cheating ways. So this is when you need to stop. Today is when you need to stop cheating. If there's any man out there now who's planning to go to the club tonight and hang out with his friends, you know what? Stay home and say, baby, I'm going to watch a movie with you tonight. You ain't going to the club? That's not important. What's important is home. And constantly keep doing this. I'm telling you, it's for the betterment of yourself. It's not for the betterment of me or anybody else. It's for the betterment of yourself and the betterment of your relationship. Irresponsible men don't know how to maintain a commitment. Most men, a lot of men, I'm not going to say most, a lot of men who cheat may have cheated all their lives. So that's all they know. They don't know how to commit to one woman. So sometimes when they don't know how to commit to one woman, some of them believe that they're not even cheating. What they're doing is spreading their love. They feel that a woman needs them. Like the sister who just called and said, the brother said because he looks so good, he can't stop cheating. Women choose men that they want to be with. If the man is in a relationship or not, if a woman wants that man, she chooses him. We really don't have choices in the matter. We can approach women, but only if that woman is attracted or open up to your suggestions is when you're going to interact with her. It is not always the choice of the man, it's the choice of the woman. She choose you, then y'all go from there. I'm going to play a video. Y'all now tuning into the Cheatologist. Any calls or welcome? Because we got more to talk about, a lot to talk about. But we're going to play a video right now. Welcome back to the Cheatologist. I want you to know that anybody who have missed any of the shows can go to YouTube and type in the Cheatologist. It's on the screen. And you can get all past shows that we have already done. Okay, I want to reiterate the last call. Some people cheat, even though cheating is a choice. Some people cheat because they are unhappy with themselves. So they go from relationship to relationship seeking approval and acceptance. If you can maintain respect, honesty, and integrity in your relationship, you could sustain your marriage and your relationship due to that. But poor discipline and weakness and constant justifications for cheating would always make you a poor-minded and a lonely person. That's man or woman. Because men cheat, women cheat. But the topic tonight is why men cheat, why men continue to cheat, and why women allow it. Why women allow it. Women have a great need for attention and to be loved. Women allow or accept that their man is cheating and stay with him because they fear being alone, they fear starting over. They have insecurities, and they have weaknesses themselves. Men continue to cheat when women don't challenge it. And what I mean by challenge it, women who depends on the man financially, emotionally, sexually, when she depend on him, because sometimes when that physical love, and you know what I'm talking about, you know when that physical love is so good, she don't want it to go. Even though he's already sharing it with different women, she just feel I'm putting it on him enough that he still want to deal with me. That's a self-deception, and that's also a weakness and a frailty on the part of the woman. Again, I'm not here to bash you. I'm not here to smash you. I'm in the seat, ready to take the heat. So you can call anytime if you have any problem with what I'm saying. But I do want to say that these words are facts, not opinions. Advice and information. I'm going to take this call. Thank you for tuning in to the Cheatologist.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Pumpkin, how you doing? Thank you for calling in.
I'm doing good. I just called to shout you out and let you tell the people to make sure they catch part 2 of my show Wednesday with you. Because we got to finish it off. You're talking about women cheat more than men.
Okay, yeah, we would definitely address that.
Oh yeah, we're going to finish it.
All right.
But I just wanted to call and shout you out.
All right, thank you for calling in.
All right.
All right. Yes, Wednesday, I was on a P show, and we were having another discussion on this cheating epidemic and addressing some issues. And we had so many calls that we couldn't finish it. So that's why she called in and wanted y'all to also know that on Wednesday, I will be back on the P show, 6 o'clock, same channel, and we will continue on with that conversation. Now back to the issues here. Women allow men to cheat because they financially depend on him. They may not have a job, or they may not be making enough money, and the man might be bringing home, paying all the bills, and of course making the most money. So she feel, why should she leave that situation if he's taking care of her? Women get the mentality or start saying, well, as long as he's taking care of the bills and taking care of home and whatever he's doing out there, I don't know about it. Self-deception. Women know sometimes that their men are cheating, but they're afraid to let them go. Now I can't address why, because there's different reasons for different people. And I don't want to speak opinions, I want to speak facts. I don't want to speak just based on my experience or situations that I've been in. I want to speak from other situations that I have witnessed and that people have told me about. So, some men are blessed in certain areas. And they sometimes emotionally mesmerize the women where it blinds them sometimes to the obvious signs of his betrayal. Nonetheless, they stay. Why do women stay after physical abuse and emotional abuse? Some women believe that their man will eventually change. So if I continue to be good to him and do this and do that for him, or not nag him so much, maybe he'll stay home and maybe he'll stop cheating. So eventually, well, he's not that bad because at least he come home. He don't stay out all night like I know other girls' boyfriends stay out all night. At least my man, see, women always finding justifications to cover up the fact that maybe they're not strong enough to leave an abusive relationship. But you got to think about your life, and you got to think about, if you have children, you also got to think about their lives. Because if their mothers is not unhappy, if their mothers are unhappy, then the children will be unhappy. And it may affect them subconsciously, but eventually they will be affected by the cycle of abuse that's in a relationship like that. Men cheat and won't stop cheating because they're motivated by sex. New sex, more sex, and different sex. Men like variety. Nobody, and I'm not justifying it, men don't like to eat the same vanilla ice cream. They like chocolate, they like strawberry. But the smart man will mix the strawberry, the chocolate, and the vanilla, chocolate, and the strawberry together to make one. And what I mean by that, whatever he's looking for in different women, once he's growing mature, he'll learn to look for it in one woman. It's possible, I'm telling you, man, it is possible for you to stop cheating and have one woman. It's possible. It's not impossible. And I'm going to keep saying this. It is not impossible to have one woman and to be happy with one woman. The level of love will go to such heights if you pour all that love in one basket and give it to one woman, and the same thing with woman to the man, you will reach a level of love and be so open to the inspiration and the blessings that come from God. Because when you do wrong, when you cheat, when you commit adultery, because you're in a marriage, you commit adultery. We always try to tamper with the word and soften the blow of it and talk about extramarital affairs. It's adultery. It's wrong. And if you're married, if you're unable to sustain your marriage with loyalty and respect, then you need help, or you may need to leave that marriage. Because it's not right for you to affect the woman of that marriage. And women, it's not right for you to affect the loyalty of that marriage either, having friends, or he's just a friend on the side. But let's address some of the things that women fail to do that may prompt or promote men to cheat. One thing, I'm not in the mood for it today. Not in the mood to be intimate with a man. That's one. Nothing justifies cheating, but there are things and situations and conditions that promote a man to go down that path. I'm sorry. It's not right. Again, it's not right. And I want men to understand this is not to bash women, and I'm not siding up with the cheating. But what I'm saying is, women, there are things that you fail to do in your relationship and in your marriage that makes a man lose interest. And just like when women lose interest, men lose interest, and they may not be strong enough just to hold off and just deal with the fact that you're not putting out like you used to. They choose other women. They choose other outlets for their intimacy. And the outlets, unfortunately, tends to be a woman, another another life outside of the life that should be exclusively yours. Women don't like to dress up for their men no more. But when a woman is going out with her girlfriends, she look like a queen. What's up with that? Women stop dressing up for their men. They will go to bed. I mean, I know you don't got to be looking like a queen going to bed, but all men don't want you wearing ripped up jeans, dirty pajamas, and dirty t-shirts to bed. Some men may want the negligee, or maybe you have his t-shirt on and twist it up a little bit. I mean, just spice it up a little bit. But come to bed with the scarf all twisted over the head. I know you just got your hair done. Don't touch my hair. Keeping your hair together has become more important than keeping your marriage together. You can spend 8 hours. You can spend 8 hours in a beauty salon getting your hair done, but you won't sit down 1 hour to discuss with your man how his day was. That's an issue that promotes men to cheat. It's not a justification, but it got to be addressed. Now, I'm not knocking you going to the salon, getting your hair done and staying there and looking pretty, but who are you getting pretty for if you're having problems with your man? If you're unhappy with your marriage, who are you getting pretty for? You making yourself accessible for the next man? I'm going to take this call. Thank you for tuning in to the Cheatologist.
Hi, I just wanted to ask a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is it always the woman? What about if you're in a marriage and the man, he's tired, he can't perform, he's aching? We never address that. It's always the woman this, the woman that. I think the man needs to be addressed. He gets tired, he can't do anything. And why is that?
Okay, now I'm going to address that, and thank you for that, because I don't want the men to think that dropping codes or, something when a young man called in last week and said, I'm breaking a code. But if a man is not cheating, he don't have to worry about his woman accusing him of it. Now, to address what you're saying, you're absolutely correct. But you may have to look at that as a sign. If your man is no longer interested in having sex with you or being intimate or too tired to do anything with his wife, he could be too drained out because he may be cheating. You ever thought of that? He may have lost interest in the relationship and somebody else could be fulfilling this pleasure. It doesn't make it right. Again, it doesn't make it right, and anybody who cheats, that's an issue that they got to deal with themselves, and that could be a problem of their own. But there are certain reasons why men who marry women stop being intimate and focus on their wives. It's something that is affecting them, or something that they're engaging with in their life that's causing them to stray away from the woman. You have a question?
I want to thank you for giving me that answer.
Okay. Now, I'm not suggesting that you, what, are you cheating on me? I'm not suggesting that you do that. But sit down and address these concerns with your husband. Say, look, lately I have been noticing changes in our marriage. I am very affectionate and I love my husband and I want to hold you, I want to feel your touch, but lately you've been withdrawing from me. Now, some of the signs of withdrawal can be, is somebody else taking my time? Is somebody else taking my, come direct. Don't beat around the bush, don't play with them, because this is a marriage. And I'm sure that you want to save your marriage, correct?
Right.
Okay, so sometimes when women are aggressive, men get more aggressive. What do you mean I'm cheating? What proof? What facts? How can you prove, or how can you say to me that I'm cheating when I'm always home with you, I'm always there? Well, baby, you home with me, but you in the other room watching football. You home with me, but you upstairs on the PlayStation and on the Xbox. When you got a loving wife right here who want to fulfill all your needs, you always find reasons to avoid me. Why is that? See, you got to come direct for him to address it.
Okay. All right. I thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in, and I wish you well, okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye. We're going to play a video. This is the Cheatologist. Hold on, I'm sorry. We got one call before we go to a video. But that's a serious situation right there. I'm going to address that.
No, why is that? He's not looking for a job.
Thank you for calling the Cheatologist. I'm sorry, I got half of your message. Can I please hear that again?
My husband works temp. He's not trying to find a real job. I do all the big things, paying bills. He do the small things. But he, I sat down and talked to him about it, and he keeps saying, well, he might be too old to work, or he's not kicking in enough money, and the load is on me. That's what I want to know, what's going on there.
Wow. So what's the question? I'm sorry, I didn't get the question. I only heard a statement. I didn't hear the question.
Not doing the big things like pay rent or stuff like that. I does all that. He just do small things. He bring the food in, and he's contributing a little teeny money because you don't make much at temp. But he seems like he glued to temp, but he won't go find a real job. He make up excuses.
Okay, so what's the question?
That is the question.
Why he won't go get a real job?
Yes.
Wow. I don't understand. I really don't know the motives behind him wanting to not find a better job, because it is hard to find jobs out there.
Yeah, I understand, but he's been like this for a long time now.
So I think those are concerns that you need to address direct with your husband. But do you think he's cheating on you?
No, he don't cheat.
Okay, so you good then. So that's issues that can be discussed about getting a better job.
Yeah.
If you can help him get a job, try to help him find a job. Maybe y'all need to get on the computer together, because that'll build love too. Instead of arguing and fussing, I'm making more money than you, go get a job, or I'm going to get out, because sometimes the woman is distracted.
He just don't have motivation, and more secure.
Okay, so do you have motivation?
Yes, I do.
So get in front of a computer with your husband and help find a job.
Right.
I mean, show him, if you got to lead right now to show him, I got your back and I love you and I support you, but baby, come on, we got to do better.
Yes.
But maintain that marriage and don't leave him because of that.
Okay.
All right, thank you for tuning in, okay?
I thank you.
All right. Yes, you're tuning in to the Cheatologist. The topic tonight is why men continue to cheat and why women allow it. Some of the things that I have already addressed. Wow, we got another call. I'm going to take this call. Thank you for tuning in to the Cheatologist.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for calling. How are you?
Fine. My question is, I've been in a on and off relationship with a guy, and I guess he has like this fallback chick, a place to go when I kick him out or whatever like that, and she does various things for him or whatever. He says sexually, they are not involved, that, it's a person that just looks out for him. And, we had, discussions about this. But having this person, we've been in an on and off relationship, and this person is a person that's around when we're on our off time, I guess you would say. How do you feel about that situation? What are your look on that situation?
Okay, so let me bring it back to you. What you're saying is, is this your husband or your boyfriend?
He's my boyfriend.
How long y'all been in a relationship?
On and off for about 7 years.
So y'all been on and off for 7 years, but he still have friends that he's in close contact with, and you have a problem with that?
It's a particular friend that, if it was a friend, like a long-time friend, I'm going to say this friend maybe in the last 2 years, just a person out the blue. Okay,
did you address some concerns with him?
Yes, and he said that, it's just a friend, and, but it's been times when we were not dealing with each other when this person, was around. This person has emotional attachments, seemingly, with him, but, he doesn't seem to feel the same way. I mean, I've witnessed, conversations where he's expressed, his concern, like, this is my, with him telling his situation, but still for me, so I don't know how true, because you know how people would just pretend that,
they're just friends, okay.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is he has a friend that he may be discussing. If y'all having problems, is that the type of woman that he'll go to and tell y'all business?
More than likely, yes.
Okay. He still have a physical connection to that woman.
Okay.
More than
physical connection, meaning
he probably sleeping with her.
Okay. Well, I mean, he or she, I can't say she, but he denied the fact of ever sleeping with her. But, it's like...
So he never slept with her?
Yeah, as far as he says, and even with having conversations with her, she doesn't, express, she was like, oh, I looked out for such and such, or, he makes it like it's just a person that's there for him, on a supportive type of basis.
Okay, that's possible for him to have a friend like that he's not sleeping with. So this is what you do. If you're in a relationship with him and you feel uncomfortable about that, bring that woman in front of him, and then you ask the questions that you need to ask. Are you in a relationship with my man? Is my man in a relationship? Be direct. Because women always sit back and try to wait for things to happen and say, I knew that you were cheating. Guess what? Once she even find out that he's cheating, she still stay in a relationship. So why go through all that? Look, if you are uncomfortable with this woman being in that close-knit reunion or union with your man, you need to bring her there, bring him there, and then address the issue, address your concerns. If he can't respect your concerns, then that's another issue. Then y'all got to deal with that accordingly. And I may not have the advice for that, because that personal, it may be something personal and deeper in that situation that I don't know about. But if you have concerns with that, bring that woman, tell him to bring that woman in front of you, and then you ask her direct. Now this is what you look at. You look at her body movement. When she talk, look at her eyes. When she say something to you, and then look at him, she's looking for a response. It's the reason that she's doing that. I'm telling you, bring her and him and ask questions, and then ask him questions, look at him, look at her. Ask her questions, look at him, and look at her. If you see any type of body movement or deception going on with the winking and the eye.
Gesture from her, but I've never gotten it from him. I know she's some kind of way emotionally involved with him.
Wow. See, I don't even know.
I feel more so just like a person that I felt like it was just a situation where he seen someone attracted to him and he took advantage of the situation. Okay. I mean, unfortunate for her, but it's just, it's like, what do you do to break these ties? I mean, it'll go a long period of time, you know, no communication or whatever, and she'll, you know, find a mutual friend and try to, you know, make contact some kind of way. But I do like your advice. Unfortunately, in my situation, the sit down is more than likely out of the question because it's just not a. If we were dealing with two, you know,
mature,
smart women, then we could have that situation. But unfortunately, it's only one in this situation.
Oh wow!
So I do appreciate your advice.
Thank you for tuning. Thank you for tuning in, and I wish you well on that situation. But it's something that's going on between you and your man that causes y'all to keep breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together. So maybe those are some of the issues that you need to address too.
You're right. You're right.
You know. All right. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in.
You too. Thank you.
All right. All right, we're going to go to a video. You're listening to The Cheatologist. I want to address, several people hit me on Facebook and they had some questions. One of the, and I only have one that I can address because time is running fast. She wanted me to address the men who don't trust women anymore, even though they love them, they're showing that they love them, but the men said that they have been hurt by other women and they don't trust women no more. So it makes it hard for them to commit to you. Now, that's a situation that you have to weigh the pros and cons with, because there would be no relationship, there would be no love, there would be no balance if there's no trust. So that basically addressed that. If there's no trust in your relationship, you won't have a relationship. It's just interaction. So y'all got to work on that trust. He got to work on it, and you, I guess, you got to either be patient, address it, or go. I'm sorry, that's direct. All right, we coming to the end of The Cheatologist. I want to thank you for tuning in. We have calls, but I'm sorry I can't take any more calls because we only have a few minutes to end the show. But you can tune in to Facebook, The Cheatologist. Okay, the producer said to take one more call. I'm sorry. Thank you for calling The Cheatologist.
Yeah.
Yes, can I have your question?
Yeah, I'd like to know, what do you do about the man that you suspect is cheating and you ask him to be upfront with you and we can work through it, and he still continues to lie and not be honest and give you the opportunity to make your choice as to whether or not you want to help work through it and see your relationship through, or give you the, the option to walk out or walk away.
Okay, do you know he's cheating for sure?
Yeah.
How do you know?
I found evidence.
Evidence. Did you put the evidence in front of him?
Yeah.
And he still say he ain't doing it?
He says it's nothing, it's been a long time, and everything.
Okay, so now you have to make the decision. He made the decision to say that he's not doing it, and you say that you have facts. Now you have to make the decision if you're going to stay and put up with the lies or in the relationship. Are you married?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Then that's a deeper issue. I'm sorry I don't have but 1 minute to address to concern, but you can hit me, the YouTube. Mm-hmm. You can hit me on Facebook, The Cheatologist. You have a pen?
Yeah, I do.
Raw Talk, RAWTALK on Facebook, Raw Talk.
Okay.
And I'll continue with the conversation after the show.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you for tuning in.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye. If anybody missed this show, you can go to YouTube and you can punch in KaramelEntertainment, or you can punch in The Cheatologist. It all leads to the same thing, and you will see the show. Thank you again for tuning in to The Cheatologist. Again, I'm in the seat, ready to take the heat. Thank you for tuning in.